This podcast is intended for adults 18 years and older. It contains explicit language and sexual situations. All thoughts and opinions expressed are of our own and not of those of any specific group, employer, or individual, and is not intended to take as professional advice.
Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. Join the journey, experiences, and sexual adventures of two high school sweethearts navigating through the swinging lifestyle as millennials. Come along for the ride. Dare to play?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foreplay Podcast. This is Bella.
This is Jase.
This podcast is a highlights podcast, a lifestyle-friendly cruise highlights podcast about...
It's a swingers cruise.
Yeah, it's not a swingers cruise. Honestly, Temptation isn't necessary. Like, it's definitely lifestyle-friendly.
I would say it's lifestyle majority. I would say it's heavily lifestyle.
It is heavily lifestyle, but it's not like other ones that are specifically
It's
for
not
couples,
specifically
lifestyle.
Yeah. That's true, but it's definitely lifestyle friendly. Anyway, it's a highlight from Temptation Cruise February 2025. We had so much fun recording the one from Bliss November 2024 that we went to record one February 2025. And so basically all it is us going through and talking about highlights that were highlights for us on the trip. That could be sexy highlights, funny highlights, just random tidbit stories, whatever it is.
And some of these might just be funny to us, but it's still funny. It's still fun for us to talk about and to listen back on, because we kind of see this content and our podcast as a audio diary of sorts. One day, whenever we want to, we should go back and listen. Or we could. We have the option to go back and listen if we want.
And so it's not chronological or anything. We are going to tell at least one that happened before the cruise. Actually, a couple that happened before the cruise. But then once we're on the cruise, it's just random things. Also, there is a few little tidbits or whatever you want to call them that happened during story times. So story times will come out after this. And so if you hear a highlight twice, one during the story time, one during this podcast, just enjoy it twice. So anyway, let's start with the morning before we go on the cruise.
So I guess technically this would be like a few days even before, but we, for the first time, did matching nails for this specific cruise, and they are so fun. If you go on our Instagram at foreplay.official or on my Instagram at heybellaluna, if you go to our reels, you'll see, scroll a little bit, you'll see them. It's a nail transition, and it's like chrome, nude, and black. And we have matching nails. Our two pussy fingers, which for us personally are our middle fingers and our ring fingers. Let us know which ones you guys use. Before Bliss of November last year, we had like a whole discussion with our friend group and seeing what fingers most people use. And most people use index, middle.
I feel like it's both. I feel like lots of people do. I think everyone seems to use at least their middle finger. And then
Can you imagine like your thumb and your index
No.
finger?
I feel like most people use their middle finger and then it switches between the other two. I feel like it's pretty even.
I think we're in the minority. I feel like most people use... Anyways, so we do have matching nails, and our two pussy nails says for, and then the other one says pussy. So our ring finger says for, and the middle finger says pussy. So when you're looking at it, it says for pussy. And this is the first time that I've ever done, I guess you could call them vampire nails, where I have long nails on all of my other ones except for my pussy fingers. So those are my natural nails there. So if you look at it, it looks kind of like a vampire, like it has vampire teeth. But they're so fun, so cute. Jase has stars on most of his, and then a yin and yang sign. And then I have a yin and yang sign and a harness. I am obsessed, and I want to match almost every time that we go on something like this. I think it's so fun.
I mean, I had a lot of fun. But here's where the funny story about it comes into play. So the morning before we left so we were in Miami for 2 days before, but the morning before we got on our flight when we were still in Austin, I got up really early and I was at Sprouts. Bella wanted some, what was it, licorice?
Yeah, Australian licorice.
Australian licorice, and I decided to pick up some protein powder while I was there. So it's around 8:15 in the morning, I would say. I think there's maybe me and one other customer in Sprouts, which is just like a what would you call that? Like a Whole Foods type store. And I walk up, me, a lady probably mid-50s, and a girl probably around my age as a bagger. And that's pretty much all. That's all, everyone in the store is us three. And remind you, it's 8:15 in the morning.
And we live in Texas.
Yeah.
So.
And so I hand over my protein powder. The lady scans it, and she goes, "Oh, what do your nails say? I want to see those." And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I do not have time right now or the mental capacity to explain my 4 pussy nails at this Whole Foods type store at 8 in the morning. And so I just like showed her my thumb and then put my pinkies and my, what finger is this? Your pointer finger?
Yeah.
Index finger?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I basically just tucked in my 4 pussy nails and showed her the other 3. And I think she thought that was very odd. But I was like, I just don't want to explain my 4 pussy nails. I'm going on a swingers cruise. And like, I was like, I don't want to deal with it. And I told Belle I got home, I was like, the first second I wear these nails out in public, someone's like, "Oh, what do your nails say?" And no one has asked me again. I still have them on. And in public spaces, no one else has asked me besides on the cruise, obviously. But it was just so funny. And that was like, I was like, this is the start to this cruise, is me getting asked at 8 a.m. about my 4 pussy nails.
I feel like we always get something like that. Something vanilla asking about it has tended to happen more so often than not. Remember the library? Whenever we didn't have a printer and we had to go print all of our swinger memes at the public library.
Yep.
And then the printer broke and we had to be like, can you come help us over here?
Well, then, so this is still, I guess it's a different highlight, but still with the nails, we were going on to board the plane the next day, and I realized I held my little
Boarding
pass up with just my fingers also, the only 2 on my phone saying 4 pussy to the flight attendant, or not the flight attendant, the lady at the desk that scanned our ticket. And I was like, everywhere I go, I'm just holding these nails up to everybody. And it's just, it's so funny.
We were inspired by the previous cruise that we were on, and we saw someone do a swinger bingo. So we said, we are going to do a swinger bingo. We did have a little swinger bingo card that we put in with all of our bookings, like the little gift bag that we gave out just for fun. It's just a fun thing to do. You don't win anything. I mean, you don't win like a prize at the end if you get bingo. Your prize is getting to do all of the bingo things that you got.
And we'll give you just a couple examples. So, there is foursome, there's full swap, there's orgy, there's DP, there's
Playing or being an exhibitionist in the playroom. Playing on the first night. That was one of them.
2 swaps in one day. Things like that. So it's just
Double blowjob.
Yeah, fun little things like that. So just so you have an idea of like what, and then there's a free space, obviously.
It's an upside down pineapple.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Okay, so anyway, go on with the story.
So we do have that bingo that we give out for our bookings and stuff. And we also put that on our door decorations. Oh, that's another highlight. I'll put that after. Anyway, so with our close friend group that we like share a house with before we get on these cruises, we decided to do like a inside joke bingo, and we call it Swinger Bango. So instead of bingo, it's bango. And that's just one of the highlights in general, just having like our own. We had like 2 different ones, but we were able to like cross off like each one, and we all told each other at the end of the cruise we were going to compare notes and see if we could get a bango blackout. So we wanted to get it would be very difficult to get a blackout on your own as a couple.
It'd be hard to get a blackout as a group.
Yeah. Which we did not. We did not get any blackout. But you know what? That's a goal one day. This friend group that we see them multiple times a year. Mm-hmm. Specifically, the 2 couples that we had this house with before Temptation Cruise, they go on almost every. We at least see them 2 to 3 times a cruise. Oh wait, 2 to 3 times a year on more than. Oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? They go on a lot of cruises.
Yeah, like we have a house with them also before Bliss April.
And we'll do it again in November.
Yeah,
so we do see them a lot. Anyway, so the goal is one day we'll get a group blackout.
Yes.
That sounds bad. A group bango blackout.
Yeah.
Bingo blackout.
However you say that. But it was really fun. And so we were sitting there for an hour and a half to 2 coming up with all the different things we would want on it. And then one of our friends, he said, because we already had the bingo, right? The swinger bingo that we had made. And he was like, we don't want to put airtight on there. Airtight was on the vanilla bingo. And we're like, did you say airtight was on the vanilla bingo?
And it was Jesse. We have a story time with them on this upcoming cruise too. But Jesse and Becca, we met on our very first Temptation cruise, and we played together on our first Temptation cruise, and we've been great friends ever since. And so yeah, it was Jesse saying that it's just so funny.
Yeah. And the last highlight also before we actually got on the cruise also came from this house. And so one of our friends, he likes Diet Coke a lot, and we're not big like soda drinkers, but we will share like one Diet Coke, and that would be good. And so Bella had a Diet Coke that she got. I was like, I'll share it with you. And I kept drinking it, and I was like, I swear this Diet Coke just is going forever. It turns out our other friend who drinks a ton of Diet Coke, he had like sat them down when they were almost empty, and I finished like 3 of his Diet Cokes on accident, thinking that they were yours. I was like, why is one Diet? I was like, what's one Diet Coke? Not and he kept
And it's
like,
been hours, and you're like not putting it together that it's cold every single time.
I don't know where my head was at. But I was like, that's great. Like, I mean, I enjoyed this Diet Coke. He kept going like, I feel like I set my Diet Coke down and I just can't find the last bit of it. And I was like, oh my God, I just think I finished your last 3 Diet Cokes.
It was a lot. It was so funny. That's probably one of the ones that are only funny to us, but
Yeah.
it is funny.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We got on the cruise. We set our door decorations up right away because we like to,
So this is where I want to talk about the door decorations, what I was saying earlier. So this time we did something new. So from the last cruise, we also took an idea from somebody who had one of those picture frames that move with different pictures, like a slideshow. We did the bingo, and then we also took that. So I have a Kindle Fire, like one of those, a tablet that we got like, I don't know, 2020, we'd never used. And I was like, I wonder if we can turn this into one of those slideshow things. And it worked. So the day before the cruise, whenever we were with everyone at the house, we spent time like finding a bunch of pictures and putting them on, and that is such a fun addition to the door decoration. It is like one of my favorite things we've ever put on there. Because it's just a ton of different pictures from us traveling and on lifestyle cruises, and we'll put pictures with our friends who are also on the cruise, and it's so cute. And it's really funny also because we have memes as well, and so we have a pretty like fun interactive door. I guess you could say we give out stickers and all that. Our stickers got taken, all of them, in like a day and a half. I think by the next night, they were completely gone.
There was a lot of stickers, too.
Yeah, there was a lot
of stickers.
Because I forgot to give them out on the last cruise. And so, yeah, there were a ton. So I got to get more this time to put on there. And so whenever we'll hear, like, people kind of chatting outside the door whenever we're getting ready or whatever. And, you can see the little hole. So I'll always, like, look out and see people admiring the memes or laughing or like writing something on the board and just like watching the slideshow. So highly recommend. We did put it up so we would just charge it the night before and then have it up there the entire day until it died, and then we would charge it like from 4 a.m. to the next morning before breakfast.
Basically.
And we stuck it on with it was kind of leaning on the magnetic hooks that we had. I think it might be good to put it in some kind of case that I can hang, almost like a picture frame. Does that make sense?
It works fine, though.
Yeah. And then we also had some like sticky tack, because sticky tack is really easily removable and it doesn't damage any of the walls or anything like that, or the doors. And so we had that just as like extra reinforcement, and nobody bothered it. So we were a little worried about that, except for our pictures.
We printed out pictures of us this time, and along with our memes, and we didn't laminate them because we're like, oh, we'll switch them out or whatever. And someone drew all over them. Like, they took our like expo marker, whatever you want to call that you would draw on a whiteboard with, and just drew on like almost like what you do on a park bench. Like, they'd give us like a black eye or devil horns, or make one of our teeth be missing, or a dick on my face. Like,
it was fucked up.
And I was like, well, you just ruined my my thing, like my property that I can't even erase. Like I just have to throw it away. And I mean, it's whatever. It's a
And it
piece
was
of
on the
paper.
first day.
Yeah, I just
Like,
don't get why that's funny to like ruin our decorations. Like I mean, it's whatever, but also I just like, so I guess it's a low light, right? I was thinking, I was like, if this were on a vanilla cruise and it was a swingers thing, I can see people being mean. But it's like you're on this like different kind of cruise. Like I feel like everyone here should just be like a
respectful
chill,
of our
respectful, kind
property.
person because
Everybody's property,
everyone's
yeah.
on this kind of cruise. So it was confusing to me. So anyway,
I'm sure they were just drunk and they don't even like realize what they were doing. They just thought it was funny at the time, but it just like pissed us off. It made no sense. And so now like we have to remember that if it's like pictures of us or whatever it is, we have to laminate it so at least we can remove it. Because the same thing happened on a Temptation cruise a few years ago where it was our like our big picture that has our information on it, and they wrote like "come to room blah blah blah" in pen on the paper. I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
there's a
Stop.
whiteboard right there to write on that's
I
erasable on
know.
purpose. So
And we
anyway,
didn't even have a pen on there. They literally had their own pen to write that on there. So I guess that's a tip. If you guys don't want your pictures possibly messed with, go ahead and laminate them so then you can at least take it off later.
Yeah.
But anyways.
okay, so go on. I think that we should do the one that also is with the door. That the start of this was the door highlight. I just think it's funny.
So
I feel like you should tell because it's funnier because I was standing out there and I realized what was happening, but you didn't, and that's why I think it's funnier.
I was in the room, I was getting ready, so I couldn't see the door. And Jase was over putting up the rest of the decorations. And somebody had walked by, like a couple had walked by, and they were talking. And I couldn't see this couple because I was like on the other side of the room. And then they're talking, chatting, like talking about the door. And then all of a sudden, I hear a woman say, "Oh, you're with the Asian girl." And I was like, what? It's like, what a weird thing to say. And then I went over and looked, and if you guys we have an inside joke, I guess, we've talked about this before too on a podcast, but with one of our really great friends who also go on Temptation Cruise, our very first Temptation Cruise, a single guy came over whenever Jase and the other husband like left to go to the bathroom or something, and he came up to me, didn't say anything, and was just like, "You're beautiful. I love Asians." And so like I love Asians is an inside joke with our little friend group. And so whenever this person was like, "Oh, you're with the Asian girl," I just like started laughing. I was like, that is such a weird thing to say. What the fuck? And so then I went over and I looked, and she was also Asian. And so then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because there's really not that many of us. There's not that many Asian women or there's not that many Asians who go on these kinds of cruises and vacations and stuff. So, we do stand in solidarity with each other, but it was really funny thinking like,
Yeah,
what a funny thing to say.
She also was looking at the door, and she was like, "I've listened to your podcast, but I don't think like it clicked for her that it was the same people." Because she was like, "But I didn't know if that was actually you guys or if it was." Something, it was just really funny.
It was a funny
It was funny
situation.
to me because I knew why she said it, because I could see her. Like I knew she was also an Asian woman, and so it was funnier to me. But then Bella, like I got to see both sides. I looked over and saw Bella's face looking so confused. While it was really funny.
Our next highlight is, oh my gosh, always our favorite kind of thing to do on these cruises is the people who book through us, the couples who book through us, we have a private foreplay meetup. And so we usually do that on the second day during the daytime. So then the first day, everyone's able to, it's pretty hectic the first day of a lifestyle vacation. And so once the next day you're able to kind of get your bearings a little bit more and you're kind of more in that headspace to mingle and meet people, we find that that's the best time to have our private meetup. Anyways, it's always such an amazing time. And we had such a big group this time. It continues to grow, and it continues to, like, I'm not like surprised, but at the same time I am. Like, it feels like unreal seeing the connections and seeing the community that Foreplay has brought together, and it's so heartwarming, and we're so grateful every single time being able to put faces and personalities and meet everyone and seeing you guys make connections with other people. And there's even more highlights about that like later as we go on, because there's like lots of like little things that happen, but just in general having that meetup is always such a highlight. We played a like icebreaker game first where we have a double-sided dildo and it's kind of like musical chairs. We pass it to the next person, and then we were playing slut pop.
But between your legs.
Yeah. It's not used. It's
Yeah.
a prop double-sided dildo, okay? But we played Kim Petra slut pop while we play the game until there's one person standing, and they got a gift card from our shop, and it's so fun. And then we did like a get to know each other kind of icebreaker game, so then the couples got to talk and stuff, and then afterwards we just left it open for people. If you wanted to continue to stay there and mingle for the rest of the hour that we had the space, then you could. I just love it.
Yeah, it honestly, I agree with Bella. Every single time, it is my favorite highlight. And I guess there's a couple of them, because we did a couple meetups, so we will talk about them, throughout this podcast. But it is my favorite part, and it's so cool to see not only new faces, but then the people who have booked with us for 3 or 4 years now that just keep coming back, and like all these groups of people within the group, and then this bigger group all coming together. It's so cool. It's so fun. And it just, every single time, like it just gets me. And, I don't know. I'm just like so forever grateful for everyone who supports us by, booking through us and telling their friends to book through us. It's so cool. And it's so fun just to get to meet everybody. Every single time, I said, it just gets me. So that will always be like my biggest highlight of these cruises. Like I just know it is, because it is every single time. And to think back 4 years ago, we had one booking on this cruise, and then to see the size of it this year, it was massive. It's just insane. So once again, shout out to everyone who booked through us this year, who came to the meetups, who, if you didn't come to the meetups, but you listen, and just the support, it means so much. Like words can't put into, I can't put into words how much it means, all that support, and it just really is so incredible.
And if you guys want to be part of the Foreplay group on a future cruise, we go on pretty much all of the Bliss cruise and Temptation cruises every year. So if you guys want to join our group, it's completely free to you. It just helps us out a ton. You get to be part of a smaller community, more tight knit, and we do private meetups, we do a group dinner, and we have a little gift bag that we hand make all the stuff in. And again, it doesn't cost you any extra. It just helps us out, and you get some perks with it. So if you guys want to be part of the Foreplay group on a future cruise, you can go to foreplay.com/cruise. That's the number 4OURPLAY.com/cruise for all of the information. And there's all of the cruises listed on there that we go on. And hopefully we see you guys on one of them. And if you're already part of the Foreplay group, I know there's a ton of people who are already coming on and booked for the next one in 2026. So can't wait to see you guys again too. Okay, so let's stop being sappy. Let's go to the next one.
This is one that maybe I'm the only person who thinks it's funny in the world, but I sure think it's funny. So we were going to get food, and Bella does this thing every single time where she'll eat a lot of different stuff, and then around day 3, she turns into a 5-year-old and only eats like pizza, chicken nuggets, French fries, maybe fruit, but every single time
ice cream.
And ice cream.
That's the only thing that sounds good after like 3 days. I don't know why.
Yeah, it happens every single time. And we were going to go to the buffet or something. I was like, oh, what are you going to get at the buffet? Just asking. And she goes, I'm probably just going to get silly stuff like ice cream. And I was like, this is a full-grown woman who's I'm going to get silly stuff like ice cream for dinner. And she got dessert, French fries, pizza, and ice cream, which I'm not judging it. I just think it's so funny.
I thought we ate earlier. That's why I said that, though. Because I thought we ate like a weird, like late lunch. No?
That's just what you got for your meal. That's why it's funny.
You just can't go wrong with
You can't.
French fries.
It's just funny, though. It's funny. They said there's no judgment. It's just funny.
There's people out there who can relate, definitely.
I mean, there's times when I want that as well. So, I mean, but it's usually not dinner.
It's like the only thing that sounds good after a while. But yeah. It's not even girl dinner. What can we even call that?
Silly little dinner.
It's silly little dinner.
So this next little highlight also comes from, I guess it's a derivative of the group meetup, if you want to call it that. So the next day, after that first meetup, we were at the pool, and I saw a couple couples in the group, and they were just sitting talking there with their partner, and they were next to each other. And then around an hour later, we walked back by, and the guys are sitting against the back of the, what are those called? Beach chairs? Or not beach chairs, the pool
loungers.
chairs? Yeah. But the girls are switched. And then we smiled, and I was like, oh, that's so fun. Around an hour later, I walked by again later, and the girls are straddling the opposite men, just making out. And I was like, oh my God, what connections have been made? This is so fun. And it just made me so, I said, it makes me so happy to see people be able to meet. Like, we just try to facilitate an area where people can make friends, like what we always try to do ourselves. And to see that connections are being able to be made within the group, and it's just like not just even friendships, but also like the sexual connections, right? Like that's part of this too. And it brought so much joy to my face, to me. I probably did smile, but to just see them like completely swapped, like just sitting there making out. Oh my God, they didn't see me, but I saw them, and it just made me smile so much. So that was a highlight for me.
Seeing a swap in real time is so fun. It was the last night, but we were with some other friends, and we were watching our other friends get together with a different couple, and then you can kind of see it's usually the same kind of situation every single time. It's the couples are together, and then you kind of start dancing, you're talking, you're flirting, and then you see the girls switch, and so then the girls are dancing with the opposite guys or like sitting with the opposite guys, and then you start seeing it like happen like little by little until it's like, whew, a swap's about to happen. Like they're probably gonna go do something more than just make out or dance on the dance floor.
I didn't even tell you, it was so funny. So I know who you're talking about, and I was sitting there with one of our other friends who's a girl, and me and her were watching them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I said, me and her were watching, and we were watching them do it for like a couple minutes before you looked over, right?
Okay, yeah.
And she like afterwards, when she was looking, like she looked at me and she goes, "Don't stare at them." And I was like, "But you've been looking the whole time. Don't tell me not to stare." I was like, "You're the one who started staring."
Was that the same time whenever, because we were wearing Dallas Cowboy outfits that night, was that whenever you were kind of showing through, and then
Yeah, she was like dancing on me, and she was like, "Oh, I like that I can feel your dick through your dick against my ass or something." And then she turned around and just like grabbed my dick and started like touching it, and she's like, "Hee hee," and then
That's so cute. I love that.
it was cute.
Hot.
Yeah.
Your they weren't pants, whatever, boxers, whatever
Yeah.
they were so sheer.
Yeah, I looked down.
can
I was
see.
like, I guess there's no hiding this one, is there? And
You
then
can like see the lip. I don't know, what is that called? Your
Head?
dick ring.
dick ring.
What is it called? Like right below the head, it's like a ring, right? You can see the outline of like your head.
Yeah, I mean, I
Is
just
that a
thought
ring?
that'd be the head, not a ring.
But it's like it kind of is like circular.
Yeah, because the head is kind of circular. That's
But
just
I feel
the
like when you
bottom of
talk
it,
about
right?
the bottom of the head,
Like what, the jawline of the head. I don't
the
fucking know.
jawline, yes.
It's my dick jawline.
Yeah, your dick jawline was really showing through. It was very prominent that night in those panties.
God. Anyway, that was all hot. That was fun.
Oh, speaking of fun male panties, there was
I'm wondering what's this highlight. I don't even know.
one of the guys in a couple in the foreplay group. He has like the best fun outfits. So I haven't seen this before, but he'll always wear really slutty boxers. They're not boxers. What are they? Briefs? They're like cute male panties. I don't know how else to say
sluttier
it.
than mine.
Yeah,
They are.
But
It's
then
impressive.
they'll be mesh, and then he'll put these glow like light up LED lights or something in them, and then they'll just be glowing. It's so fun. He has the cutest outfits. I say cute. Cute for us is like a very endearing, like if something is cute, we're like, fuck yeah, we like that. Not like, oh, it's so cute, cutesy. Well, even if we say that. Anyways, so some people
It
get
looks like
upset.
a sexy male outfit.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's hot. The way we talk, if we're something is cute, it's also hot and sexy. That's just our terminology. Because I'm gay.
Let's go to the shots on the first night for the next highlight.
Oh my god, the shots.
I'm going to start telling it and then you in telling it, okay? So this started before the cruise. There was a meme we watched a long time ago. And if you guys have never seen it, there's this girl who takes a drink and she goes, oh
she
my
takes
God.
a shot.
A shot, yeah. And she goes, I thought that was a lemon drop. It turns out it's tequila. And so we decided that as a group, the guys were going to take, well, two of us.
No, it was
two
literally
guys,
just you and Jesse.
we wanted to take tequila shots, and all the girls and the other guys that are in the group were going to take a lemon drop shot. So the first night, we're like, let's do it the first night. So we go to the casino bar and
Because everywhere else is busy.
2 tequila shots and,
Like
7?
10 or so. Yeah, there's a ton.
lot of lemon drop shots. And so you can tell the story now because it's so funny. But you saw it firsthand, and I saw the aftermath.
I do not know why, but these shots took like an hour to make. We were all having fun just standing around talking because it was the very first night, so everyone was just mingling and hanging out and stuff. But it took so long to get these shots done. And then somebody tipped them. I think it was Jesse. Jesse and Becca like tipped them, and then they got like really excited, and the bartender got really excited, and they're like, okay, how many shots do we need? And we were like, 2 tequila shots and 10 lemon, however many it was. And then freaking like 20 minutes later, again,
I
after
actually
that,
think it was 45 minutes.
okay, so after that, so I think in total these shots took like an hour and a half to make, okay, for the first ones. So Jase goes to the bathroom. I think you weren't there. Anyway, he's coming back, and then finally the shots are ready. But and these are in like these are glass shots. Okay, I don't know why they put them in glass cups. Should have been little plastic cups. But the bartender stacked it in a pyramid for some reason. We thought that he was gonna do some cool thing where he like put it in a when you put it in and then it starts to drip down, whatever, like a waterfall into all the other. No, the shots were already made, and he was just stacking them up. I don't know why. I don't know why, because we would have each had to go and take one for it to be like safe. Anyways, he puts a lot, and he's like getting so excited, and the bartender puts the last one on, and then they all fall and they all break. Oh, the shots that we were waiting for. We're like an hour and a half.
It had been 45 minutes, and then we had to wait another half hour.
Yeah. And then we
To
were
get them
like,
remade.
oh my God. We were like, and then I don't know who it was. Me and one other girl, we looked and we just like turned around and like fell on the floor laughing. It was so funny. And then it took like another like 20 minutes to get the shots made again. And then we all took the shots, and then Jason, Jesse did the, thought it was tequila. I've recorded it.
It was fun. I have no problem with the glass, right? Because I don't want to waste plastic if one's just going to take a shot and put it back down. But we don't need to be stacking glass. That's
Yeah.
That's not a good idea. It was a highlight, though. It was a memory.
so
I came
funny.
over just to see all of the broken glass and wetness on top of the bar.
And then, so it was, we stayed there for a little bit longer. I can't remember if this was that, I think it was that night, but it was before we left the casino. Me and another girl, we were sitting there, and she was ordering a drink, and then somebody mentioned something like, oh yeah, like the other ones like takes so long to get, like, oh, I think that the bartender was about to take her water, and she was like, no, I need that water, I waited like a long time for that water. And then he was like, oh well, if you want to get fast service, you come here and we get it for you in 5 minutes. You go to the other bars, it takes a long time. And then we didn't say anything to him. We were just like, okay. And then we just looked at each other and we knew. It was so funny.
This podcast is brought to you by us, Bella and Jase. If you're going on a vacation or maybe you have a gift that you want to give your other lifestyle friends and you're looking for lifestyle clothing, we have the best apparel on the market for you. We have not only clothing, bikinis, swimsuits, we have backpacks, tumblers, cups, anything that you can name, we probably have it. You can find that at foreplay.com/shop.
Let's say you're at a party, you're going on vacation, things are moving a little bit slow. Maybe you want some conversation to flow. Maybe you want to move stuff towards play. Well, we have the perfect game for you. It's called Foreplay the Game. It is a digital and physical lifestyle icebreaker game, and you can find out all about it at foreplay.com/games. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com/games.
If you don't have a lifestyle vacation planned, a resort or a cruise planned, why not? You can join us. You can find that at foreplay.com/playcation. We have not only information about the events and trips that we'll be on this year, but also other options for you as well. And it doesn't cost any extra for you to book through our links, but helps us a lot, helps us continue to be able to make this type of content for you. Now back to the show.
So this one, it's a wholesome one, this little next highlight we're going to go to. And it has to do with our foreplay group once again. And this one might have got me the most out of everything. I was on the verge of tears. This one, Bella did cry with this one.
Oh, yep.
Because, okay, so we'll have our group dinner. We will have our group meetup. And it's a time, right? Like we send an email out to everyone who books through us. And it's this time, this day, this day, this time, where it is, all of that. And so we know we have a space that's being used to facilitate this group activity, right? But it's something that we're putting out. Come here at this time. So we were dancing on the dance floor like we normally do, and one of the people who we become friends with over the last couple of years who booked through us and we met through the group, he put up and he was like, look, he's like, this is all part of the foreplay group. And I looked up, I don't know how many people it was, 30 people, 40 people, I don't know. It was a lot of people all together. And yes, some of these people knew each other before, some of them but just to see all of these people all together hanging out, and it wasn't some time that we told people to go there at a certain time or anything. It was just people who had made friends, and they just happened to all be people who were part of our group. And I said, when it comes down to it, the reason we started doing all of these groups was because when we first got on a cruise, we didn't have any friends, and it's hard to make friends, and it's scary to make friends. And we realized, though, when we made friends, that's what made these cruises so good. And so our whole purpose when we started this 4 years ago, whatever it was, doing these cruises, was we hope that one day we can help people also make friends, because we know how much of a difference it makes. And I hope that we get to make friends through that as well. And to be there, standing there, and see that many people just all together, just having fun together, and it just happened organically. I literally don't have the words to really say like how it felt. It just felt so
like surreal.
surreal.
Like seeing it happen in person, seeing connections, seeing friendships being made, and everyone just enjoying their time together. And seeing it in real life. It's one thing to be content creators and posting online and having, people to like talk online and stuff, but like to see it all happening all right in front of you and being in the middle of it and being part of it and knowing that we are ourselves, we have shared our experience in hopes that if other people can relate to it, it can help them along their journey. And to see all of that come together, and like the whole thing with like the necklaces too, like we'll look over and just see like a big group of people all wearing name necklaces that we make for the foreplay group. Every year we have a different little, I guess, symbol on each side, or a different color bead or something to know that like, hey, this is, when you see that, you know that they're part of the foreplay group. And so whenever you have that like quick connection, you kind of know, oh my God, and this is what I'm going to cry, because this is also a highlight too that I feel like you need to say it because you were the one who they told it to. But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, there was, it really did feel very special. There was a couple, and they said that everyone in our group is always like-minded, right? Our groups are always super diverse.
Yes, very, very diverse.
Age-wise, ethnic-wise, every-wise, right?
Yeah.
It's just a very diverse group, which I love so much. Like, I love that whatever message we put out there of trying to be ourselves relates to so many different people. Like, that really does mean so much to me. But usually people are very like-minded in our groups and just very open-minded, kind, loving people. And one of the couples said that, like, they always kind of had their guard up, and they just, like, take their time to get to know people because they want to make sure that they're on the same page. And he told me, he was like, we want to say thank you because, like, every time we see someone with this necklace on, it's like one layer of
Added security. Is
yeah,
that what you
it's
said?
like one layer like taken back because I know that this person's going to be more like-minded to me, or this person's going to be like a person I know I'm going to be able to connect with, or my kind of people, or I don't know exactly. The way he said it was more eloquent than I'm putting it, but it did feel like it was really surreal.
It's so
I almost cried at that
special,
one,
yeah.
man. I almost cry
I'm
every
crying
single
now.
time, and then I don't, and then I get home, I think about all at once, and I just like lose it. But Bella just cries during all the time. So, but it really was. It was so neat. And I'm gonna put this other highlight here because I think we had it somewhere later, but I'm gonna put it in here so we don't just keep going back to these super emotional ones.
Yeah, okay. The last
But
emotional
the last one with the group was during our dinner. We actually got this huge section, and I was sitting there with one couple who had booked with us several times, or this is their second cruise, so I guess a couple times now. And they were just saying, "Thank you guys for putting this together." They were saying, just very kind things. And I just sat there for a minute and saw all these people. I mean, I don't know how many people were there. 40 people, 50 people, however many people were there, all just eating dinner together. And I know we just facilitated a space, and people showed up, and it felt so surreal.
Same at that dinner. There was I was sitting at a table with like maybe 3 couples, and then another girl came over, and then she was like, she kind of hugged this other girl, and they looked like they were best friends. And I knew one of the girls from a previous cruise, and then this one and this other girl that I was sitting at the table with, I just met this cruise. And she was like, they were hugging each other like face to face, just like kind of cuddling up. And I was like, did you guys know each other before? And then they were like, no, we just met at your meetup the other day. Yeah, literally yesterday. And like that is the cutest fucking thing. Like they literally like, and that's what happens on these cruises. You get to, I don't know what it is, but it is like summer camp. You just connect so quickly. Like when you find your people, you connect really quickly. And then that friendship continues on and on and on. And it's like you get to see each other in the next year. And like it was so cool to see that happen. They looked like they were best friends for years.
We even had one couple, they got engaged after that dinner.
Oh
that
my God,
night.
they did!
Yeah, they got
Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah, they got engaged after that. I was
And
like,
they posted it in the VIP Discord. Oh.
yeah, it was. That's
so
unreal. I was like, the
cute.
fact that you could go to a dinner and be in a good, like our group dinner and be in a good enough headspace to engage, or get engaged afterwards. That was fucking incredible. So that's the last thing we're gonna say about our group. But like, it truly is my favorite highlight. So I can't go through here and talk about highlights and not say all of them. So one last time, thank you to every single person who has ever booked through us, who has ever supported our business in any single way. Whether that's watching our TikToks or subscribing or telling friends or booking or companies, whatever it is. It means so much, and we get to do this for a living because of everyone who supports us, and we do not take that lightly. Like, it truly is the biggest blessing, and I could not be more grateful for the community that has formed, and I just love everybody so much. And so, yep. All right, next to the highlights, no more sappy things the rest of the time.
Okay.
Say something else.
Okay, so next one is we were all pre-gaming in our room with like a group of, I think, six people or something, and somehow we came up with, you like took something off somebody's knee and you were like, gotcha clit. And so then
Someone said, oh, imagine if your clit was on your knee.
oh yeah.
And I just grabbed her knee and said, got your clit. Like, got your nose. It was so stupid. Like,
It was so
it's not even funny.
It's not. It became an inside joke with this couple is Sophia and Max, who we've had lots of story times with in the past. So Sophia goes to Jase. She was like, if we hook up and you don't say got your clit, I'm going to be so mad. So
Well, also, before you say the actual story you're about to say, also the entire night, she kept grabbing my, like, boxers, and she would pop them and say, got your clit, and then run off. So I started grabbing her thong and popping it over and over. I bet we did it, like, 25 times that night to each other. Just popped each other's, like, bottoms and said, got your clit, and just ran off. But you can tell the actual story of what happened now.
So then that night we ended up playing with Sophia and Max and another couple. So we were in the other couple's room, and then you, me, and Sophia were together. So Jase was fucking Sophia, and I didn't know this, but before they started fucking.
Yeah, like I made out with her, and I was about to like stick my dick in, and I just go, "Got your clit," and then she started laughing so hard, and then we started fucking, and it was great. And then you came over,
So
maybe I don't know, 5 minutes later, 3 minutes later, I don't know how long it was.
they were fucking missionary, and I come over with my vibrator, and so I put my vibrator on her clit, and she was like, "Oh, that's an industrial vibrator." Anyway, so we're doing all that. Jase is fucking her. I'm using the vibe on her clit, and then she comes really hard, and I wait for her to finish coming, and I go, "Got your clit." And then we all three start cracking up. I mean, we're like being like quiet cracking up because the other three people are like fucking or doing something. I don't know what they're doing. But then later on, I asked Jase if I didn't know if Jase heard that I said that, or I didn't know if he left or whatever it was. And he was like, "No, I was there. I was still in her when you said that." And it was just really funny.
Also, we realized this cruise, we met this couple on their first invitation when they
my
were
God,
dating,
yeah.
and then we fucked, and then we fucked them the next year after they got engaged, and then we fucked them this year after they've been married, and so we said we fucked them as like the holy trinity of married, engaged, and
Dating.
And I just thought that was really funny too.
I think we're the only ones who can say we've done that. I think they said we're the only ones.
And we'll forever be the only ones.
I know.
And I
High
made
five.
a joke, and I made a joke, and I go, one day if you guys get divorced, let's fuck them too, and then we'll do all four.
They're not gonna get
No,
divorced.
they're not going to. But it was just funny.
Same thing with this couple. This is probably, again, only funny to the four of us, but it was a rock star night. And sometimes, because we have, like, all of the stuff on our door and all of that, sometimes people will knock on our door and, like, we won't know who they are. And so...
We've had a couple, like, drunk encounters of people that... It was just a little bit... It's been odd a couple times of people I didn't know come and knock on the door.
Anyway,
it just got uncomfortable. Anyway, regardless of that.
We're like getting ready for the night party, and then we get in, and we're not expecting anybody to come, right? So if we're having a pregame, we know people are gonna come, then obviously we're gonna like open the door for our friends. Anyways, so I'm in the bathroom, and then I hear knock on the door, and I was like, "Don't open the door unless we know them." And so then Jase looks out, and he's like, "I don't know who he was like, I think that's like a creepy single guy. Like he like only saw." And you can describe what you saw.
It was just because the peephole is so small. It's not clarity at all. I wasn't thinking it was Rockstar Night. It's just this guy with like no shirt, a pair of like
sunglasses,
and massive hair and a pair of pants. Like
curly,
huge
long,
curly hair. I was like, I don't
hair.
know anybody who looks like this. Like I don't know anyone who looks like this. I don't know, it's just like some single guy that's just coming to just like knock on a door randomly. And I was like, I am not going to open the door and be the one who is dealing with Bella telling me not to open the door if I don't know the person. I told Bella, I go, I don't know who it is.
And so, well, Jay sounds like really confused. And so then I go out because I want to see what this person looks like. So I run out and I look through the little peephole, which is so fucking tall. I have to like get on my tiptoes just to like barely look. But then I look and I see Sophia. Sophia's like reading all. She's like looking at the pictures and stuff. And I was like, Jay, it's Sophia. So I opened up the door and I was like, hey guys. I was like, it's Sophia and Max. Max comes over and he was wearing a wig and everything. Like he didn't look anything like he usually does. And we were just cracking up at that.
Yeah. And then later we made him go back outside so the two girls could look to see what he looked like out there. And we saw how funny it was. Literally.
You took a picture?
I did. 2 nights later, we're sitting there having like this dinner with Sophie and Max. I don't know what dinner. I guess it was late night snack. It was like 2:30 in the morning. And then she just starts laughing so hard that she can't talk. And we're like, what the fuck happened? And she goes, I was thinking about him through the peephole with his wig.
Oh my God, I love them. Okay.
It was so funny.
Next highlight is all of our outfits this cruise. Because most of them, we almost made like completely all of it. It's either like thrifted or we made them. I crocheted a lot of the pieces for my outfits this time. I did like a Venom type thing and I crocheted my top. And for Dallas Cowboys night, or it wasn't Dallas Cowboys night, it was uniform night. And then Jason and I were Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and I made the vest and the little belt, and that was really cute and fun. I was so proud of Jase because he was Slave Leia for the naughty Star Wars night. He made the entire like choker with the chain. It is impressive, guys. If you guys want to see all of the pictures and stuff, you can go on our Instagram. It'll be on there. But yeah, he made that. He made the little belt thing, and then I made his skirt. Oh my gosh, I was baby Yoda, and I crocheted ears and my skirt for glow night. I made my shibari rope, and I made my skirt. It was really fun. So I really enjoyed doing all those things.
I agree. And it was cool making my own outfit for the first time. I was like, I get why you have so much fun wearing these outfits when you're the one who made it. So that was also really fun for me.
I think that Star Wars one might be one of my favorites that we've done together.
I totally agree. 100%.
This is another one with Sophia and Max. We have a lot of highlights with Sophia and Max and Jesse and Becca. But this was this was the same night where we got your clit. We were fucking, got your clit. And so afterwards, after we did that, I fucked her with a strap on. And then we're kind of just like experimenting with this. So like we are fucking and it is fun and sexy and hot, but at the same time it's kind of funny as well, like whenever we're doing things. So we're just like trying all of these different positions and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, you should ride me. And so then she gets on top and she starts riding me with the strap on, and then Sophia goes, I think it was the next day. Yeah, it was the next day or either that night. And then after we had already finished fucking, she was like, yeah, now I know what it feels like to be in charge with a strap on. And I was like, when you were riding me? She was like, yeah, like I know what it's like to be in charge. And I was like, Sophia, that is like, when you're riding a guy, it's the same thing. You didn't have the strap on. I was like, you were just getting fucked by the strap on. And she was like, oh yeah.
And she'll tell you herself, she's like, I'm really smart, but sometimes I just think really dumb things.
She's like in the medical field.
She's
oh my gosh,
super smart.
One of our other friends who we have the Diet Coke. We need to come up with a name for them. We haven't talked about their story time from a previous one, but he's like literally genius level smart, but sometimes things would just come out, and it's so funny. Next one, we had one of the swinger bingos was make out in a hot tub with someone who's not your partner. Somehow, I don't know, on these cruises we have tended to end up not going into the hot tubs. Like we just end up not making it there because we're doing other things or whatever it is. And we were with some new friends, and then he was looking at all the bingos, and he's like, oh, which one can I help you cross off? And then we're like, I was like, do you want to go make out in the hot tub? I don't have that one yet. And he's like, yeah, let's go do it. So then we wait, because it's always like really busy too. So we waited a little bit until there was like a little bit of space. So we just run up there and we start making out in the hot tub just to cross off the bingo. And it was really funny. And his wife took a video or a picture of it.
That's so funny. I didn't even know there was a picture. I'll have to see the picture.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a live photo.
Oh,
it's just like
funny.
us in the in
That's
the hot tub. Next one, oh my gosh. Okay, so one of the couples from the foreplay group had bubble guns, like 2 bubble guns, and I was obsessed. Like every time they had it, and it was a really good bubble gun. It did like a lot of bubbles all at once, and they were like not the huge ones, but like the little tiny, not tiny, but you know, I don't know, like an inch big. Anyways, so they were kind of running around with it, and then later I was kind of like up on this like gazebo thing dancing, and then the wife came up to me and she was like, I want to give you this, and then she gave me the bubble gun, and I was so excited and I was so happy, and I literally held on to that bubble gun the entire night into the next day. I didn't bring it the next night, but during the pool party the next day I had it. I'm gonna bring it as long as I have room in my suitcase, because sometimes we just do carry-ons. I will bring that bubble gun because it is such a fun time. You would do it, and then it would catch the lights, and it would like sparkle, and it would look like diamonds or like rhinestones in the sky. It was so fun. And then to thank her, I was like, can I motorboat you? So that I went and I motorboated her as a thank you for the bubble gun. And then her husband came. I saw her husband come over, and I was like, you want to get motorboated too? Thank you for the bubble gun.
I should get bubble guns.
Yeah.
If that's the thing that I get that for giving away, then hey.
You can just give it to me. We'll get it under the bed. You can give it to me, and
That's
then
true.
I'll motorboat you.
That's smart. Ooh, a highlight for me. So the same girl that told me, she was like, "Oh, I like your dick against my ass" or whatever. One night on the dance floor. So this is their third temptation we went on together, and I was asking her, and it was glow night, and so we had these glow sticks they were giving out, and I don't know why we went into this bit, but I asked her. I held up the glow stick like it was a microphone. I was like,
And it wasn't a glow stick. It was like a big glow inflatable thing.
tube.
Yeah,
foam,
tube.
A foam tube looking
Yeah.
thing. So it's lighting up the whole time. I say with my mouth, like this podcast mic is right now, and I go, what do you think of this cruise? And we went back and forth, like interviewing each other for maybe 3 to 4 minutes, talking about the differences on this cruise. And then at the end, she was like, oh, and make sure to book with the foreplay group. And then she does stuff on Fansly. I was like, oh, and make sure to follow her on Fansly. And I don't know why, but it was just so funny to me. And then like 5 minutes later, she told me that me and Bella were the mom and dad of this group because we had like
Aw.
brought so many of these friends together. And I was like, ugh, but can like, if I'm gonna be the mom and dad, can you at least be like my stepdaughter? And then
She probably said yes. She's like, yeah, yes,
And then
daddy.
she did like an Ahego face, and it was just.
Oh, I didn't see. That's cute.
It was really cute. I just loved him, and it was so fun, and that was just a cute little memory to me.
I love when you're with friends and people go on with a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I love when a bit continues for no reason other than it's funny to each other.
Yeah, it was just me and her. No one else was
Yeah.
watching this. Like, just in the middle of the dance floor, surrounded by people, just me and her for like 4 minutes interviewing each other on this stupid foam microphone.
Oh my gosh, we did not. We didn't see this happen, although I wish we did. This was just something told to us afterwards. But one of our
By
friends,
her, so I know it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
true
yeah, by
source.
her. Like, so one of our friends, she was wearing a butt plug, and then she said she was on the dance floor, and then her butt plug fell out. But Temptation gave out little gift bags, and inside the gift bag was lube. I don't know why, but for some reason they thought it was a good idea to give out only chocolate lube. So and the chocolate lube is also brown, okay? And I didn't try it. Like I don't know if it tastes like chocolate. And I didn't look at it, but I didn't open it to look at it, but I did see that we got a little tube of chocolate lube. And she said, "Well, I wanted to wear my butt plug, but I didn't have any lube." And so I looked in the bag, and the only lube that they had was chocolate lube, so it was my only choice. And so she had to use that chocolate.
No, she didn't.
Oh, she didn't.
No, she just
Oh.
raw dogged it up there. No lube.
Oh my god.
And that's what makes the story even funnier.
Yeah, I
because
don't
that
know which
shit
one's funnier.
fell out on the dance floor. And she said it's just sitting there like vibrating on the dance floor because it just fell out of her ass. And I go, you raw dogged it and then it fell out? We were talking about how how that's how you knew you were ready for anal. Like it just fell out when it's time. Like it's open enough that it's just ready and it just falls out.
I don't know which one's fun. Is it funnier that you couldn't use the lube because it was chocolate lube? Or is it funnier if she used the chocolate lube and it
It's funny regardless of what her choices were. The whole story is just funny. It doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness.
And the thing is, like, if you know this girl, even though I didn't see it, I saw it in my head. Like, I know
Oh
exactly.
yeah, I can imagine. I can
how
imagine
it
her
went.
saying it. I
Yeah.
can imagine her reaction
Yeah.
when it happened.
It was perfect. I just wish I would have seen it. It's so fucking funny.
Knowing us, if we were there, we probably would have been the one to point it out to her.
You want me to stick it back in?
And she'd probably like lift out her cheeks. Oh yeah, it's not in there.
It's not in there? Can y'all check for me? Is it still in there? Is that someone else's?
Oh my gosh. This next one is with Becca and Jesse. So which is really funny. You know what? So this cruise, the very first cruise, that Temptation cruise we went on, we played with Becca and Jesse and Sophia and Max together. Well, they didn't play with each other, but we were all on the same bed. Mm-hmm. And then this cruise, we all played, not with each other again, but we played with Sophia and Max and Becca and Jesse, which we don't usually, like, the things with, whenever you become friends and like go on these cruises and have these experiences and stuff, and even like with friends at home who are in the lifestyle, you don't always play with each other. Like if it happens, it's fun, but then you also have a lot of fun, like some more so, even more fun, just being great friends with each other. But it is funny this time, most of our highlights, like sexy highlights and stuff, did happen with these two couples. It's like full circle, right? So we haven't played with Becca and Jesse for a couple years. Last time it was like in one of the Bliss cruises a few years ago. Anyways, they are some of our favorite couples. So we'll go into the story time with him whenever it comes out, but this highlight was just funny for us, or for me. So I was fucking Jesse. I was on top. And then we were like, oh, what should we do next? Like, I was like, how do you want me? And then he was like, oh, I don't know. What do you want? And then literally at the same exact moment, we go, do you want to do prone? Like, literally, this has never happened with anyone but you. I feel like we were on the same, and prone is such a unique one to want to do or like suggest to try with someone who's like not your partner. I feel like prone is not like the easiest one to get into, and so the fact that we just were both on the same wavelength, do you want to try prone, was really, really funny. And same with during this experience, because we did the bango, we created the bango card with them, so we were just going through and like crossing off different ones. We did like the Eiffel Tower and like all of these ones.
Me and Becca 69 for maybe 3 to 5 seconds.
Just cross it off.
It's like I like literally ate her out for like 3 seconds. She shot me for like 3 seconds. We're like, okay, that was fun.
69 is not a fun, to me, it's not a fun position. Prone was fun though. Did you guys do prone? Mm-hmm. Oh, you were doing prone at the same time?
We're like, well, if they're doing it, I guess we will too. I mean,
was it difficult to get in?
No, we just did doggy and like
that's how we
down.
did it. Yeah,
I don't know how you could get in, but you're right. It's hard.
I think I think they're more used to easily going in. I think it's like the way that, I swear, my pussy is like set in a different, it's like an inch or two above or below where most pussy holes are, because I always have to start doggy to get into prone. And so we had to do that too, but I think usually whenever they do prone together, he's able to kind of put it in. Because sometimes you can just spread it and see it, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that with me.
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, after fucking you for, 17 years, I can still usually put it in somebody else faster than you. Which is wild. Like, first try, it's just...
it's hard. Sometimes I don't know.
This is just funny because we were walking off of the ship when we were in Jamaica, and this guy goes, upside down pineapple, I love that, what does that mean? And we thought it was like a joke.
Yeah, because we were.
Yeah,
I think we were the only ship there.
Yeah, we were the only ship there, and so I was like, "Oh yeah," I was laughing. He was like, "No, what does it mean?" And we told him it was a swinger thing, and we were like, "Are you on this ship?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on that boat with you guys." He's like, I just didn't know that was a thing. He's like, I knew about like the swingers. It was that kind of cruise, but I didn't know the pineapple thing was a thing.
It was that kind of cruise,
and we were just like shocked because I swear I had seen 1,500 pineapples at this point, and it was day 4. I don't know how he hadn't seen any of them. That's all I had seen.
That's what I mean when at the beginning of this, when I was like, it's lifestyle friendly. Not everybody knows, which was surprising to us. I thought maybe he worked there, but nope, he was on the ship, but he just didn't know. And then later, I think it was the next day, or not the next day, but whenever we got off the ship, we saw him again. Like whenever we were debarking, he was like, hey, upside down pineapple.
It was really funny. Oh, this is I don't know if it's a highlight.
No, it's not a highlight. It's just dumb that this happens to me all the time.
So Bella falls every Temptation cruise, without fail, every single time. And it was night 3, and I was like, on night 3, I was like, I'm so proud of you. You haven't fallen. You're doing so good. Haven't, like, nothing like that's happened. You're like, I'm doing so good. The next night, we were going with the couple to the show, and we noticed because I almost slipped. The floors, like... It was carpet, but there was a little piece of, like, rubber
for the lights.
For the lights, yeah. And a couple of the stairs were a little bit wet. I don't know how that happened. But we told everyone, like, hey, walk really slow because it's a little bit wet. So we all made it down to those chairs just fine. Around 5 minutes later, Belle's like, I need to use the restroom. Go use the restroom, coming back down the stairs.
I forgot that it was
boom,
wet.
ate shit.
Were you there?
No. But
yeah, because you were getting a drink.
No, I was sitting in the chairs.
Oh, I thought that's whenever you went to go get a drink.
No, everyone just turned around because everyone was looking because you fell.
I did. It hurt, though. That one, like, I usually kind of get scratched up a little bit, but I just forgot. I forgot that it was wet there, and I was just like, what? And I'm never even in heels, okay? When this happens, I'm not drunk. I'm not in heels. I'm literally wearing Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones. I'm walking down these fucking stairs, and I slip, and I fall on my ass, and it hit my back, and it didn't hurt until then the next day. I was like, my back is sore, and I thought it was from fucking, but Jase saw, and he was like, oh my God, you are so bruised. I'm still bruised.
Yeah.
I'm not manifesting this, okay? It just has happened to happen all the other previous Temptation cruises. I don't expect to fall. I
just
feel
do.
like I'm careful. I'm just clumsy. So not a highlight, but a low light, but worth talking about.
Oh, this is just funny. If you guys have been on Temptation Cruise, you hear Mario come over the intercom, and he's
Who's
like the
the
cruise
cruise director.
director, and he's like, "It's me, Mario," and he does it like 3 times a day. Also, if you've been on cruises, you always will hear the cruise captain go, "It's your captain speaking from the navigational bridge," and then give an update. Like, that's just 2 normal things you'll hear on cruises. Well,
on
Temptation Cruise, and then you hear the other one on all cruises. And so one day, someone comes on the speaker and they go, "This is your cruise captain speaking from the navigational bridge. Just kidding. It's me, Mario." And Bella was like dying laughing.
I thought that was really funny. I still think about it. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I thought it was hilarious.
Everyone is like gets a little bit tired of the "It's a me Mario" thing, but I will say that was my favorite "It's a me Mario" introduction we've ever had.
He's like, "Gotcha, clit." Just kidding. Next one is, so they did a silent disco on this one, and it was so fun. I'm sad that we didn't go to more of them, but we did go to the silent disco on the very last night, and it's not very busy in there. I think there might have been 15 couples, maybe 20 couples.
No, I bet it was at least 20 couples. Yeah, probably
it's
like 40 to 60 people in there. I would say.
Yeah. But it was so fun. One of my like core memories now is so Hot to Go played. And a couple that we met, specifically the wife of this couple, she loves pop stars. And if you guys know us, even more so Jase than me, we love pop stars. We love Chappell Roan, we love Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's not at the very top there, but I'm telling you, all of these like popular pop star songs, we are all up on. That is like always our top played artists and songs on our like, wrapped music and all that. Anyways, we have our headphones on, and immediately we hear Hot to Go. Our other friend, she runs over to us. Anytime a pop star song comes on, we run and we search and we find each other. And then we start screaming and we start dancing and we start jumping. And then we all make a circle with us. I think there was another girl there and another guy there who's also in the foreplay group. And then we all do the HOTTOGO. And it was so fun. We danced the whole entire song. And he didn't even cut it off, the DJ.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It really was fun.
It was so fun.
It was one of the other highlights I feel like really stuck with me from that cruise. I mean, tons did, but that one really, I thought about that moment a lot of times, and I really enjoyed that moment. So yes, also fun. And you did another one. You said was a real highlight.
Oh yeah, there was another couple we met, and he and I. There was like there were 3 different stations playing. There was like a rap station, hip hop station, and then more of a more popular one, and then an EDM-ish one. Anyways, so then I really like the hip hop one and the rap one because they don't play a lot of that kind of music on the normal like dance parties and stuff. Anyway, so they started playing. Oh my gosh, and Mo Bamba was really fun too. That was a really fun highlight. Oh my gosh, and the other one, whenever they did Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar,
yeah.
Because whenever it's silent, you don't hear any music. You just hear like scuffling of people's feet and then like kind of mumbling, and then everyone will sing the chorus. But I specifically for Not Like Us, I pulled my ear off a little bit, and then I just hear all of us saying A minor in that part. And then the Mo Bamba song, they did the same thing. And then and we were singing Look at Us Now.
You were saying "Look at Me Now."
Oh, Look at Me Now. Yeah.
You were.
He was too.
No, I wasn't.
Oh yeah,
I was just listening to you with no headphones. Me and his girl were both talking. We're like, "Look at them." You're like, "You guys thought you were rapping so hard." I was like, "You weren't. You were trying. You're having fun."
We felt like
I know
we were really
you
stars.
heard him in your ears, and we heard you out loud.
It was so fun. He knew all the words. There's not
Neither
that many...
one of you knew all the words. Also,
we
letting
did.
you know.
We knew all of the words.
No, there was a lot of big pauses in there. A lot of big pauses, and you both come back into the same.
We knew 80% of the words together,
Maybe.
and we were
You're having
vibing
fun.
with each other's energies. We were matching it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I wish I had it recorded so you could have heard. You could have matched my energy.
Let me have this. Just kidding.
I am. You have your version. I have mine, and it's great for both of us.
Oh my gosh, this one was so funny. So they have the Erotic Show, which is a burlesque cabaret, but also like Cirque du Soleil. So there's acrobatics and there's like crazy flexibility. It really is an incredible show. I think they're actually going on Broadway now. Like they're taking it to Broadway. And so the fact that we've been able to see the show, I think 4 times now, absolutely incredible. But there is this one scene or act where they're in this cylindrical nude colored nylon, I guess you could say. So and it's like literally like a tube, okay? And the top of the tube is a hula hoop. So it's a ring. Do you see where I'm going with this? It looks like a condom. But then so I'm watching it and then Jase
I said that I asked our other friend first, and I told you what I asked her afterwards. And I was like, have you seen the movie Night at the Museum? And you know how everything at midnight comes to life? I was like, this is the condoms in the trash can of the playrooms at midnight after we all leave and they all come to life and they're just dancing. And if you've seen Erotic and you saw this, that's really funny. If you don't know what we're talking about, it probably just sounds stupid, but you can hear Bella laughing. It's a good one.
it's one of the funniest things I think you've ever said. It's so funny and I'm just imagining it. I can't breathe. Okay.
Anyway, it was a pretty good joke. It was funny though. But if you guys have ever seen Erotic, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. And yeah, just imagine at a museum and everything comes to life at midnight, but it's all the condoms in the trash can of the playroom.
We have to cut. You know the next one because I can't keep laughing.
Oh, the next one is our friends. They made lightsaber dildos for
Oh my god.
Star Wars night. It's the same girl that I interviewed. They made lightsaber dildos, but they took the lightsaber part off, put dildos on, but it still had when they would turn them on, it would go whoosh, and then they would light up. It would go from the bottom to the top. It would light up because it got clear dildos, and then when you hit them, they would make the dildo not the dildo noises. They would make the lightsaber noise, the whoosh whoosh. It was fucking
sick.
Awesome. They had 4 of them.
Yeah,
it
and
was
they sent
so
us the
cool.
videos when they were making it, and all of the sword part, the plastic sword part that was deconstructed everywhere. It was so funny. It was very impressive.
I agree.
The Star Wars theme. I'm not even a big Star Wars fan. I know the characters. I've never seen the movies. Sorry.
You don't know the characters. You know 3 characters.
I know Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
And I know Slave Leia. I know Leia. Wait, was she actually ever wore there? Was that a dream sequence or something? Uh-oh.
See, you say you know the characters.
I don't know any characters. But I was a really cute Baby Yoda.
That's true.
Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So it was one of my favorite themes. It was such a fun theme.
It was fun because it was different.
Yeah.
I feel like so much on time on these cruises, you see the same types of themes over and over. And so when something's a little bit unique, it's always really fun. And so same with Desire Cruise. They did a Disney one last year. So it's these one-off ones that are just a very specific theme that are unique. And I thought it was really fun too. And just see people did all different sorts of stuff for it. So it really was super fun. All right, and then we have only one more. This is the last highlight before we go into our obsessions. So one guy, I don't even know you heard this part of the story. So this is just funny. So one of our friends, Jesse, he likes to come up with his outfits. He likes to come up with pickup lines.
And he wears such good outfits. They're just slutty and hot.
Yeah, but he never says the pickup lines.
Yeah,
he just likes help coming up with them for fun. So he was the hammerhead shark for Bliss Cruise, and I said, "Oh, I'll get Hammer to give you head." And he told me at the house, he was like, I was listening to the highlights, and he was listening by himself, and he goes, "Babe, we made it in the highlights with I'll get Hammer to give you head highlight." And it's just so funny that he said that. But anyway, so
He's listening to this right now.
No. Here you go, Jesse. Here's the other one. So
loved sucking your dick.
He
earlier.
He wanted to come up with, he was a sexy construction worker for uniforms night. And so he wanted to come up with a pickup line. And we were trying to come up with a bunch of different stuff. And he goes, "Bob the Builder, Oh, like Bob the Boner Builder. And we just all bust out laughing. Cause like, that's like, is that supposed to be a pickup line? It's like,
It's like
so
not funny
funny.
to anybody else, but funny to us. It's just funny because wait, what was the? You guys were really proud of some Chewbacca one that I still don't even understand. Something about Chewie.
I don't remember how it went. I don't remember how
You
it went.
and like every night will like sit for like
5
10
minutes
minutes,
and just
just
come
coming
up
up with
with-
random pickup lines that will never see the light of day, except for on this podcast.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. So that's the last
Oh,
highlight.
also with that one, so when he was Bob the Boner Builder, which also like doesn't really even make sense unless you're gay, right? Like because if he's the boner builder, is he building the boner for other?
I don't know, man. It's funny.
Anyway, so he was a construction worker, him and his wife Becca, and he had this like
Tool belt.
tool belt, and there was a one in the middle, which what is it even actually used for?
I don't know.
But it could hold. I mean, so we have these. This is another
I was
highlight.
gonna say that's actually one
too.
more highlight that I actually really enjoyed.
One of the couples from the foreplay group who has come on previous cruises with us, so they gave us the idea because this is what they do. They bring like hot sauces or snacks from different countries that the workers on the ship live at. So this time we got some banana ketchup because most of the workers are from the Philippines or Indonesia. That's like the big majority. And so we don't have that much space, so we can't bring like a ton of things, but we got 2 sambals, which is the hot sauce from Indonesia, and then 2 banana ketchups, which is popular in the Philippines. Anyways, it was the last night, and I still had 1 banana ketchup that I needed to give. And it said, like, banana sauce? What was it? Banana, yeah. The thing said banana sauce. And so Jesse was wearing his tool belt, and the banana sauce fit perfectly right in the middle where... what would you put there? Like a can of beer or something?
I really don't know.
But it was, I got a good picture of him just with his fucking abs and his nice body, and this is banana sauce.
It's funny.
Oh, when somebody else put like a cup in there, and then
Oh, he
there
put
was
a beer and tried to like waterfall it into someone's mouth, and it went poorly.
That wasn't Jesse's idea. That was the other
No.
guy's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason and I were looking at this is not
not
gonna
gonna
end
work.
well.
But I will say, giving out those hot sauces and those and the
Yeah.
ketchups was so fun. I remember whenever we were like traveling full time, you feel so far away from home. Like you get homesick no matter how much fun you're having. And eating something that feels like home literally makes you feel like home. And I remember that feeling when we got a couple things that when we weren't in America that were like American things that we grew up with. And I remember how special it felt to eat those things. And so to give out something that these people are gone for 7, 8, 9, 10 months
At a time, yeah.
at a time, and like you can't buy, like in the Caribbean it's not easy to find those things, and so they don't get their foods from home very often. So to like that was like so fun to me. Like I can't wait to every cruise go buy more to give out more to the cruise workers because it's so fun. So that's a good highlight to end on.
And they always go above and beyond, but yeah.
Yeah, they deserve it anyway.
Yeah.
But there you go. That was our
2025 February Temptation Cruise highlights.
yep. And now we'll jump in. Bella and Jase's
Weekly Obsessions. We'll go quick because this was
Okay.
kind of a long podcast.
It was kind of a long podcast. So if you're still here, thank you for listening. I'll go first. I'll do 2. One is so stupid. One is mushrooms. So I'm
Wait,
not
you
talking
should-
about
yeah.
the.
You should clarify.
I'm not talking about like the psychedelic mushrooms. I'm talking about any kind of like just the edible cooking mushrooms. So I don't know what it was, but like right before the cruise, I just like I've started liking mushrooms around a year ago. I just think they're so good, and I started craving them. And then on the cruise, they have like sautéed mushrooms every day, and they had pizza with mushrooms, and I just loved how they tasted. And when we got back home, we went to a place that has a salad bar, and all I wanted was mushrooms. I don't know what it was or what it is. I still want them. Like
He wasn't even eating raw mushrooms.
yeah, like raw mushrooms, sautéed mushrooms, like however you want to cook them. They just tasted so good to me. And I don't know why or what, but so that's one of my obsessions.
Which is, you never used to like mushrooms too.
It was around a year ago. I started
Yeah.
liking them. I had like a sautéed mushroom on something, like on an omelet or something. And I was like, holy shit, I really like this. And then ever since then, I've enjoyed them. But like for whatever reason, like sometimes you really want something certain, mushrooms, just like a sautéed mushroom. Like I was putting it like I was just eating them by themselves, like so good. So my other one, I said, did want to clarify there about what type of mushrooms I was talking about. The other thing is the movie The Gorge. It's with Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. I love Anya Taylor-Joy in anything. She's one of my favorite actresses. And I love Miles Teller too. And this movie, I think it's on Apple is where it is. But it came out on Valentine's Day, and I don't know what I was expecting from it. I was expecting like an action-y movie, and it was action-y, but it was just different than what I thought. But I loved it.
It was so good.
I had so much fun watching that movie. So that's my other obsession is The Gorge.
And Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy had so much chemistry
Yeah.
together that I wasn't expecting. So highly recommend.
I agree. What are yours?
My first one is Sabrina Carpenter came out with a little deluxe version of her album Short and Sweet, and it's called Shorter and Sweeter. And unfortunately, I don't love all of the songs. She's going through this era that's just like not personally like my favorite kind of music. And then I know Dolly Parton I think has always sounded like this, but I swear Dolly Parton on that Please 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 track with her sounds like a ghost. Like it sounds like a nightmare or something. Like I love Dolly Parton too, but like their voices, I don't think that they mesh. And I was reading through some of these TikTok comments and someone said, this gives me the same feeling as Courage the Cowardly Dog. And it was like the most accurate feeling to that. But anyways, that's not my obsession. But the song 15 Minutes on that deluxe album is an obsession.
Yeah, so that's the best song on there in my opinion.
And I just love Sabrina Carpenter, so anything she does, I just love. She's just adorable and gorgeous and pretty and talented, and I love her. My next one is, guys, I got a new reusable cup, and there's something about it because it's completely clear, and just having water in this clear cup with a glass straw feels so refreshing. And I feel like I drink more water with it. And there's just something about it being like a clear handle. Everything is just clear in glass. And it looks so crisp. I don't know how else to explain it other than I love drinking water out of it. And that's my other obsession.
Nice. Well, those are two fun ones. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. So we have so much fun filming these highlight ones. It's so fun to just go back, reminisce, and just think back on the cruise. It's so fun. So anyway, that was the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will hit you guys with the outro. Bye!
If you'd like to support the show, you can leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to our podcast. All our information will be listed in the show notes below and on our website, fourplay.com. That's number 4, OURPLAY.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we make videos and vlogs about the swinging lifestyle. Head to fourplay.com/YouTube to watch and subscribe. We have the ultimate adult party game for the sexually inclined called Foreplay the Game that's both digital and physical. It's perfect for breaking the ice and spicing up any party. You can find more information at foreplay.com/games. We also have the best swinger lifestyle, kinky, and adult humor clothing and accessories that you can find at foreplay.com/shop. If you're looking to plan a lifestyle destination, booking through our links at foreplay.com/travel really helps support the show and helps us be able to continue to create this type of content for you. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and more. You can find all our current social media accounts at foreplay.com/socials, and I have an OnlyFans which you can find at onlyfans.com/BellaLunaVIP. We also have a Facebook group and Discord community and would love for you to join us. You can find the direct links in the show notes below. Lastly, we're on STC and Cassidy at Foreplay, and you can get a free full membership trial by using our link. You can email us at hello@foreplay.com with any questions or comments, or head to foreplay.com/ask. Again, all our information will be listed in the show notes below, and we thank you so much for listening to our podcast. See you in the next one. Bye!